Alright.
Alright, so I forgot my shine cloth inside. That's why I had to stop the video. What I did was I pretty much took my cloth. I showed you this earlier, in the earlier part of the video. My well-used cloth. It's an old green cotton t-shirt. Doesn't have to be green, but that was the one I picked. So you want it damp, you don't want it sopping wet. So what I do is I'll rinse it out real good 2-3 times, wring it out, fill it back up with water one last time, wring it out well, and then give it the snap 2-3 times.
Do you want to repeatedly use the same cloth for this?
I do. I'll use this cloth until I can't use it anymore, until it's worn through. All these little holes are holes from shining. That's where I burned through the cloth. So you're going to take 2 fingers, your pointer finger and your fun finger. Find a spot on your cloth. You're going to wrap it around your finger like that so that you're holding it up with those 2 fingers. You're going to take and you're going to twist it like that. Then you take the rest of it and catch it with your thumb so that you got this. And I took and put water in the lid of my can that I use to daily shine. And I put my daily can of polish. Since I'm doing this outside and my dog wants to join me, I try to keep my boot in the shade and keep my polish in the shade, because melted polish is a pain in the ass when you're trying to put it on. So, okay, we'll go ahead and get started. And you want to put a little bit of polish on your fingers, and that's not a whole lot. You take your boot, put it on your knees. You're going to start on the side. When you first do this, you're going to do the whole toe. Then once you get a good base coat and a good shine, you break it down into sections. So when I do mine at night, I do from here to here, then I do from here to here, then I do the whole back of the boot in one shot.
So you kind of break it up along the seams.
And I save the toe for last. So you take your cloth and you're gonna use a small circular motions. So you're just gonna make small circles. And you'll feel, as you do this, you'll feel when you need to add a little bit of water. I mean, you want to think of the amount of pressure that you use doing this. For you, James, it'll be the amount of force or the amount of pressure you need to tickle a baby. For you, Anthony, it'll be the amount of force you need to tickle a broad. So it really ain't that much. Then you're just going to continue to go in circles. And you check your cloth. So that was maybe 2 minutes. You check your cloth and you can see where it'll gray up on you. And there's no more polish left on there. So you're going to go back into your polish, a little bit more, and do the same thing. Now there's guys out there that'll tell you to use put the polish on cold and tell you to use a heat gun. You can burn the shit out of your boots. The way I did it just now is the old school Marine Corps way. That's the way I was taught to do it. That's the way I've always done it. I've been shining boots for 30 some odd years. I shine my father's boots for inspections. I shine my own boots for inspections. And the way that I do it works the best for me. Guys will tell you to use a cotton ball. It'll take you forever to use a freaking cotton ball. Because cotton balls that big and you're making itty bitty circles, you'll be there forever. This way, it'll take you nowhere near forever. It'll take me 3 hours to finish my boots today. So thank you for sucking up my Sunday with this. And again, I just added more polish to the cloth. Start on the side, work my way around and over the toe. Down the other side. And you'll hear as you go on doing this, you'll be able to hear the difference. Right now I can hear the cloth scraping, and it's not really a scrape, but it makes a specific noise. As you get your polish built up on the boot, it'll be like running a cloth over glass. You won't hear the sound anymore. You know, I don't hear it on the toes, but I hear it here where it bends and there's cracks. And I hear it on this side where it bends and there's cracks. That'll go away as those cracks begin to fill in. Alright, so you see it grayed out on me again. So this time I'm going to go with a little bit of water. You don't need a ton. You know, 3 or 4 dabs.
Why did you decide to get water this time instead of the black?
I'm using water this time because I could feel the cloth starting to drag. And when it starts to drag, it basically is pulling polish from the boot instead of shining it. You have to think of this as, think of it like buffing a floor. If you've ever buffed a floor, you put a little bit of buffing stuff on the, spray a little bit of buffing stuff on the floor, and then you run the buffer over the floor and it makes the wax shine. This is the same thing, only it's your arm making the wax shine instead of the buffer. So back to the polish again. Now I'm just going to do the toe. And the trick is knowing when to put the water on it and when to put polish on it. Like I said, I can feel it starting to drag a little bit now. And you can see my cloth is beginning to gray out on me. So I'll take a little bit more water. And you'll feel it go back to being smooth. And here in just a second, I'm going to show you in, I don't know, how long you've been filming?
It's 8 minutes for this video.
Get on, Dunny. In about 8 minutes,
Wrong way.
what I accomplished. Now imagine, after you see this after 8 minutes, imagine what an hour and a half per boot is going to look like. The other thing, James and Anthony both, the amount of time you spend on one boot, you need to spend on the second boot, or you'll have that half-ass shine, because half your boot's going to look good, or half of your pair is going to look good, and the other half is going to look like a pile of ass on a Tuesday.
And then you're doing push-ups.
And yeah, and then you're doing push-ups, or you just walk around with piss-poor looking shoes. So I went back into the polish one more time. Small circular motion. And all you're doing is making friction. Friction heats the polish and makes the polish shine. Now as you're doing this, it's going to cloud over. And you just keep going in your circles until that cloudiness goes away and it starts to bring up a shine. And back to the water for one more. And remember, it's a really light touch. You don't have to mash down on the boot. You'll end up working in reverse doing that. So in 8-9 minutes of spit shining, I have a very passable shine. You can see the difference between here and here. I mean, that would be a very, very passable shine, but I'm very fussy about my boots and about my uniform, so I'll keep going on this. And that's pretty much how you do it. You do the whole boot like that. Now I'm going to show you how to do the edge dressing.
Alright.
Alright, so now comes the edge dressing. This is basic Kiwi edge dressing. They used to make this in a 4-ounce bottle that you used an applicator to put it on with. And that was probably the best edge dressing Kiwi ever made, but they stopped making it. Now they make this. I guess it's cheaper. So what you're gonna do, you take your bottle, turn it upside down, push down and squeeze a little bit so that you get it to come out. And then you're just gonna go right around the edge of your boots. Try not to get it on the uppers. You're gonna follow right in this crack that runs between the upper and the rubber on the sole. And go back, fill in the rest of the soles. And you're going to do the same up front. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, so I kind of fly through it. If you guys are going to do this, especially you, James, take your time. Don't worry about how long it takes you to do it, because the end result is what you're looking for.
Do you have to do this after you do the uppers, or can you do it backwards?
Usually I do it after. This is the last thing I do before.
Do you really?
But when I'm done shining my boots. And then just go back around and look for, you know, any crappy bubbly spots or spots that it didn't quite take on, and go back and coat them again. And if we look over here in the sunshine, you can see the shine. Those bubbles will dissipate and leave a nice shine. James, you're probably going to want to do 2 or 3 coats when you do this at the academy. Anthony, you get away with 1 because you're not going to be marching and doing all the fun shit James is going to be doing. And that there, gentlemen, is how you spit shine. Thanks for watching.